G'day, welcome to the Happy Families Podcast. Friday means I'll do better tomorrow. This is where we reflect on the week that was. We talk about the highs and the lows, the wins and the things that we didn't get quite right, and hopefully inspire your family to be happier. Today, a big win where I got to be dad of the day came at a cost, which was a bit of a challenge for me, but we're going to talk about that. Plus, Mrs. Happy Families has created a new tradition in our home, and it's also a win. Find out more about what we've done and how it can make your family happier next. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the Happy Families Podcast, where you get real parenting solutions every single day. This is Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We're Justin and Kylie Coulson, and the weekend's just around the corner, which means we get to review the week. It's an I'll Do Better Tomorrow episode of the pod. Kylie, we've both had pretty cool stuff happen just recently, and it's worth unpacking. I'm going to go first today. You know how I feel about school assemblies.
Yes, I do.
I have been vocal on the podcast and in other arenas for most of my life about how much I hate going to school assemblies. And yet, and just recently, our year 11 daughter, Lilli, she had something going on at a school assembly. She goes to a school that is quite different. It's called the Industry School. I'm going to talk more about that in a sec. Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. And she was celebrating an achievement, which meant that I had to give up a whole lot of really important things so that I could go and sit in an assembly and do the thing that I swore I was never going to do again, because you had even more things on and they were more important. And so I was the one who had to, I drew the short stick, the short straw. I got the rough end of the pineapple.
You know you're digging a pretty good hole here.
Well, anyway. So I've shown up to this thing. They call it a roof shout. They've stolen the idea from the New Zealanders who, when they build a house, there's a big celebration when the roof goes on, because it's like, hey, we've done it. We've done this really hard thing and it's complete. We'll backtrack just a little bit. The story here is pretty important. We took Lilli out of school in grade 8. And homeschooled her for about, was it about 18 months
yeah.
till grade 10, yeah. And the reason for that, complex and varied, but mainly it came down to just bullying and some horrible stuff at school that wasn't being remedied. And we just thought, no, we don't need to stand for this. She doesn't need to either. We can change it. So we homeschooled her for 18 months, but in grade 10, she came to us and said, I really want to go back to school. We talked about all the different schooling options that were available. There's a fabulous state school just down the road. I've done some work for them and they were very enthusiastic about having our kids there. A couple of private schools that were options as well. And just nothing felt quite right for her until we discovered this school that's called the Industry School. I've already said this, but I'll say it again, not sponsored, but we've fallen in love with what this school's about. Basically, for kids who don't like being at school, but for parents who really believe that their kids do need to finish school, the Industry School says, let's see if we can get your kids into grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12, get them through school, but give them industry experience. We'll give them just the basic reading, writing, and arithmetic stuff that they need to do to get through year 12. That's important. But they do 5 weeks of industry placement and work experience, followed by 5 weeks at school. And then it's school holidays, and then back again. 5 weeks of placement, 5 weeks of school. And so throughout grade 10, Lilli she just loves horses. And we live on a suburban block, and we can't afford horses. I don't want to live on an acreage. I don't want the work, the upkeep, and I don't want the drama, the quote unquote, the lifestyle of having horses.
I might be showing an ad for a horse for sale every other week.
This horse is so good. We could buy this horse. I'm like, then I've got to pay for adjustment to stick a horse in a paddock. You've still got to pay for the food. You've got to pay rent on the paddock, basically. I'm like, no, and it's almost as much as renting a house. Anyway. So we've always said no to the horse, but we've done what we can to facilitate her love for it. Anyway, Industry School has this thing called the Equine Academy, which basically sticks kids into an environment where they get to spend time at stables and at racetracks. They get to spend time with the cream of the crop, the best horses at the best stables and stud farms and all that sort of stuff. And she's had the most amazing 18 months since she's been in school in year 10, halfway through year 11 or just about, and loving it. And she's done such a great job at work experience that I was going to say employer, she's done a lot of different employers, but one of the people that she's worked with has said, I want to put you on as a school-based apprentice. And so now she goes to school 2 days. 2 days? 3 days? 3 days. And she goes to work 2 days.
And gets paid.
Which is great because we charge board. So now she's paying her own way and we feel a little bit good about that. But here's the main reason that I'm sharing this. they have this tradition at this roof shout where when you get your school-based apprenticeship,
which generally does not happen until year 12.
Yeah. There's a couple of year 11s that got to do it, but it's mainly a year 12 thing. When you get that school-based apprenticeship, they call you down in front of the entire school. You stand up. They talk about how you've gone, why you've got the apprenticeship, what the employers have said about you, and then you pick up the bell and you ring that thing with everything you've got. And you know what? I'm getting a little bit weepy just thinking about it. It was so awesome to watch this 16-year-old girl walk down the stairs when her name was called out, stand up. And the thing that has to happen is that the students and parents who are there, everyone gets a standing ovation. And it felt awesome to watch our daughter get a standing ovation because she did something that she was passionate about. She's worked really hard. She's got great work ethic. She's stuck at it. And now she's got this job doing something that she's really excited about. And everyone got to stand up and applaud and whistle and cheer. And they really do it. Like the students, you can tell that they get it. They're like, we're figuring this out. We're making decisions about the rest of our lives. And this is a student, one of us has just gone out and taken a really big step forward into the grown-up world. And I'm pretty emotional about it because I hate school assemblies, and yet I was at this thing going, look at my little girl, a fifth 16-year-old that we've raised now, and she's making her way. She's doing it. She's making this progress. So my I'll do better tomorrow is sometimes school assemblies
Suck it
are
up.
okay.
Go to the school assembly.
Because these moments matter. She told me that because I had these other important things on that I was supposed to be doing, she said, Dad, you don't have to come along. Like, I'm just going to walk down the front and ring a bell, and then I'm going to go and sit in my seat again. And she's right. I didn't have to be there, but the sacrifice was worth it. And it was a real treat. It was a real treat to see that that success that she's had.
A few weeks ago, when she actually signed the paperwork for her apprenticeship, I got to meet with her employer, but also the representative from the apprentice office.
Right.
And he couldn't wait to meet me. And he said, have you met Dave? Dave is one of the guys who works in another stable next door. And when he came to sign Lilli up, he'd actually gone to the wrong stable. And so he bumped into Dave. And Dave was curious and asked him what he was doing. And he said, I've come to sign Lilli up for an apprenticeship. And he just said, if you haven't talked to Dave, you need to talk to Dave. And he just proceeded to tell me the glowing report that he'd received from Dave, who doesn't even work with Lilli,
right.
but has experienced just the beautiful kid that she is. And he just said, she's good with people, she's good with the animals, she does what she's asked. She's got
great work ethic, like she's smashing it.
Uses her initiative. And I kind of looked at her and said, I hope she brings that home.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
But what's so amazing is that, number one, when we help our children tap into the things that they love, that's when we see them shine, right?
Yeah. So doing the dishes and cleaning her room, she does not love, therefore she's not shining.
Yeah.
But playing, looking after these horses, mucking out stables, it is like playing for her, and therefore she shines.
Yeah.
All right, after the break, the new tradition, the new ritual, the new thing that you've created in our home that seems to be changing the game for our weekends. And I can't wait for Sunday so we can do it again. We'll find out more about that next. We're back. This is the Happy Families podcast. Mrs. Happy Families, let's kick on.
You're so funny. I don't know how you've given me all the credit for this, because this actually started because you had to show off.
Oh, I did.
So we've been working at the gym for the last 3 months, and our big goal is to do a handstand.
Yeah.
And it seems like such a minuscule skill, but try it. If you haven't done a handstand for a while,
I love that you say, just try it.
Because
it is so damn hard.
Tell me what you think. And so When you first got to the point where you could actually do one, you were so excited to show our
to be
son
clear,
and light.
I still can't do a handstand, but there's a way that
we're using the wall.
Yeah, you
as
do a
support.
handstand against the wall. You put your feet against the wall and you sort of walk up the wall and bring your chest into the wall, and then when you get better at it, then you flip yourself up so that your back is to the wall, and then eventually you get to the point where you don't need a wall at all. We still use the wall, so I just want to be really clear about this. You're making me sound way better than I am. I have no idea what I'm doing really, but we are getting better at using the wall to do handstands.
Most Sundays, we have our son-in-law, Jared, join us for dinner, and he has been going ridiculously well at the gym as well.
Yeah,
But a totally different skill set to what you and I are doing.
Well, he's just pumping heavy weights.
Yeah.
And
so
he's looking great for it.
He's been building some pretty big shoulders. And so when you started showing him what you could do, he was like, well, I'm going to give this a go. And he couldn't do any of it.
The gym bro can't do what the 50-year-old father-in-law can do. That's more sort of calisthenic.
Which spurred you on even more.
Oh, yes.
And so over the last handful of weeks, as you've been getting stronger and Jared has been ridiculously competitive, we then add our almost son-in-law to the mix.
Yep.
And Elijah joins us.
Yep.
And he's very strong as well.
He's a builder. Like, he's lugging heavy things all day, every day. He's strong.
And so now we've got the three boys out on the grass outside doing freestand handstands and just having a blast.
Yep.
Well, that then spurred on our eldest daughter, Jared's wife, Chanel, and she decided while she was down at the beach one day that she was going to give a handstand a go.
Yep.
And then she shows up and she's like, look what I can do. So she's now doing it. And Annie's been coming to the gym with us, as has Emily, and they are getting it. And so now
Sunday night,
we've got this Sunday night tradition of family dinners has turned into a handstand party.
Yeah.
And the most exciting thing was that the other day I came home because you weren't able to join me at the gym. And for the very first time, I was able to do a wall-assisted handstand without any assistance.
Yep.
And that was pretty cool.
Which means that on Sunday night, you get to show off your
I get to show off. So what I love about this is there's nothing to it. It wasn't planned. There's no reason why this should be so exciting and so much fun. And yet it is the thing I think that everyone now looks forward to more than the dinner.
Let's get together and share our progress and push each other a little bit further and do this sort of stuff.
And it's just so much fun. It's fun to see everybody using their bodies and challenging themselves and cheering on everyone because we're all at totally different stages.
So a quick disclaimer, if you're listening to this and thinking, I know what we're going to do on Sunday night, we will not be held responsible for any broken wrists or elbows or forearms or any kicks to the face or anything like that. It's totally on you if you decide to do this. And it could just as easily have been swimming in the pool or throwing a frisbee or kicking a ball or playing handball or hopscotch or like the point is it's getting together. And it's doing an activity that everybody's excited about and really enjoying, right?
Yeah. And I have made an executive decision that for my 50th birthday, the only way you get in is if you do a handstand.
It's so funny that you bring that up because I had this thought and it was like this ritual, this tradition that we've created quite accidentally, quite organically. I was thinking, if I keep this up, one day, probably when I'm about, 70 or so, which we're talking 20 years down the track, right? I reckon there's a pretty good chance that we're going to have teenage grandkids by then. We've already got a soon-to-be 3-year-old grandchild and a second daughter getting married. So let's fast forward 20 years. It's highly probable that we'll have several grandkids in their teens. And I can't wait to say to our grandsons and granddaughters, hey, you reckon you can do a longer handstand than Pops? You reckon you can do a longer plank? You reckon you can do more push-ups than me? I just think how much fun would it be to be playing around with all that sort of stuff with the grandkids and to be able to outlast every one of them. I'm just so pumped for this. I want to be 70 now. Like, how exciting. I love it. 2 wins. It's been a good week. We hope these stories inspire you to spend more time doing the stuff that matters with your family. Thank you so much for joining us and spending your time with us on the Happy Families podcast, which is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides our additional support. And for more info about making your family happier, and especially if you'd like to get hold of the brand new book that I've written called Boys, Building Strong Young Men from the Inside Out, jump onto happyfamilies.com.au. Pre-order now. You'll get 27% off if you go to Booktopia, and there's a whole lot of other bonuses that we're now launching to help you to get the help you need raising your kids. happyfamilies.com.au.